Woo. Lucky for you guys, I got family all over in Connecticut, so it's a short drive. So if they get wild and crazy, I apologize in advance. Just want to start off with some thank yous real quick. The New York Liberty, Carol Blazejowski, Richie Adebato, San Antonio Stars, Dan Hughes, so many people that have impacted my life in such a positive way. I had a lot of thank yous, and it took up 15 minutes, so I thank you, everybody. Cheryl, you know, you're up here because you were the female Michael Jordan. And yeah, and we didn't have role models, so I had posters of Michael Jordan all over my wall. Spoon, I picked you because you're someone who's been with me from the start. You've been up here, and from those first days of you and Vicki Johnson giving me and my 90s style bangs a beat down in Liberty training camp, to up here to the stage of basketball royalty. Thank you. It's been a crazy ride. Turns out I'm super grateful for those bumps and bruises. You guys made me tough. You guys gave me, you made me tough. And I'm even more thankful that Carol Blazejowski, when she asked you who you guys liked, you said, that little white girl. We hit her hard, and she bounced back up. I didn't know then, but it turned out I was going to need a lot of bounce back to end up here on this stage tonight. Thank you to all the other people that go into this class. I mean, this is unbelievable. To go in with all these Spurs, Tony, Pow, Pop, I could go down the list. I've been fans and attempted to stop some of you guys. Didn't most times, but we tried. But I had to write this speech over, like I said, because there were so many thank yous, and it was necessary for me to get to this moment. The thank yous are endless. To try to wrap up my 46 years of my existence and my 25 years of being either in a WNBA or NBA arena would nearly be impossible. Too many stories and friendships and court battles to even count. But to all my coaches, teammates, players, peers, friends and family, thank you. So I'm not going to give you the traditional basketball speech, because quite frankly, there's nothing traditional about me. So to stand up here and tell a bunch of basketball junkies that I'm not going to give you basketball is scary, because we are sick when it comes to basketball. For me, it's always been bigger than just basketball. To me, it's been about the people and the journey. Growing up in South Dakota with my parents, Marty and Bev, my siblings, Gina and Matt, never in my wildest dreams could I have anticipated landing here up on this stage in Springfield. Mom, Dad, you're not here tonight. They're in Africa doing God knows what. Hunting, killing animals, and taking pictures and all sorts of stuff, but they couldn't be here tonight. But I can't begin to express the gratitude for all the necessary tools you equipped me with, the values you instilled in me, and the countless amounts of time and resources you guys have poured into me. You four people, whom I get to call family, are the greatest foundational pieces of who I am and where I am today. Thank you. I grew up in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and I had no idea my journey was going to be similar to all those backwood hikes we went on so many times, up and down countless mountains, down to riverbeds and creeks. You learn to keep up or risk missing out on my dad's next adventure that he would take us on. I'm thankful for my upbringing in South Dakota and the amount of times I heard from people, "You're the first person I ever met from a Dakota," is now a point of pride. But that upbringing was designed and orchestrated exactly how it was supposed to be. Literally, I feel as though at times I was just snatched out of obscurity and put on this path that I could not have dreamt up on my own. I had a poster growing up in my room, and it was, "Know your ABCs to accomplish your dreams." And I read that poster almost daily, dreaming about becoming a great basketball player. And along with watching the Come Fly With Me video about 500 times, which is VHS days, you had to wait 5 minutes for that thing to rewind in order to watch it again. I dedicated my life to the game of basketball. I grew up being absolutely sure of two things. I love Jesus and I love basketball. And though it became very apparent to me early on I was never going to fly anywhere with Michael Jordan, my dad did give me some good advice. And he said, "Rule the ground and not the air." And I learned that the best tools that I'd have was two things the world of the basketball professionals wouldn't see at first glance. I don't look like a basketball player. In fact, most times traveling with my team, I got mistaken for the water girl. I'm average height, I'm average speed on a good day, and I'm very just kind of the girl next door type of girl. But what the good Lord didn't give me in physical tools, he gave me a double portion of in heart, grit, will, and a strong mind. I'm going to use an acronym to try and articulate my journey, but most important to me is that you know how grateful and humbled I am to be here tonight with you all. This is so surreal to me. D is for destiny. I'm going to use the word dream. It's so funny that Coach went right before me, Jim Valvano, because some of his stuff was hit right to the heart of me. But D is for destiny. In so many ways, I feel like this basketball and life journey for me has been authored by someone else. I'm the character in my own story, but God had this path for me long before I realized that every moment of my life was in preparation for what was coming next. It is clear to me that God knew my end before my beginning, and then he backed up and began me. The psalmist said the days of my life were written down in the book before there was yet one of them. He made sure that I had gone through the necessary processes before he allowed me to reach such wonderful promises. Trust and know, I'm speaking to the kids at home, and quite frankly, everybody in here, that every moment, especially the hard ones, are what is necessary to get you to your destiny. R is for resilient. Being resilient is both a character trait and a learned skill. The tough part about being resilient is that you can only develop this skill through going through hard stuff. The amount of times I heard no or had a door shut was the amount of times I was going to climb through a chimney or a window. I was going to bust through something to get to where I needed to go. I was going to find a way, and pressing on became an integral part of my story. So I'd like to thank you, Jerry Colangelo, and the Hall of Fame committee for opening this door for me and for saying yes, because I was really not looking forward to breaking into this thing and like hanging my picture. So, no mug shots. So thank you for this wonderful honor. But in all seriousness, I wouldn't change the hard parts, because the hard parts were necessary to build the strength needed for whatever challenge was coming next. E is for encourage excellence. Encourage means to literally give another person courage, to give someone mental or moral strength to withstand fear or difficulty. And just like resiliency is matured through hard stuff, courage is found in the presence of fear and difficulty. And the word excellence, because I've always strived for excellence, but I was also blessed with being around people of great excellence. Pop, I'm not going to look at you. You're a man of principle and excellence. I know you weren't trying to be courageous when you hired me, but you did do something nobody else in professional sports has ever done. You display excellence, you expect excellence, and model how to become excellent in your everyday routine and how you go about your work. You spoke courage into me with a phone call as I was getting ready to coached that first summer league team in 2015. He said, just be you, you're gonna be great. And you've texted me that. I don't even know if you know how many times you've actually texted me that. Just be you, just be you, just be you. And you've changed the trajectory of my life and of so many other girls and young women. Thank you, I love you. Being a trailblazer is a very heavy and lonely trail at times. It's also super exciting and adventurous and awesome. There are many nicks and scratches and cuts that happen along the way, and luckily for me, I literally grew up in the sticks, so I was ready. I'm an outdoors girl, but in those times of frustration, difficulty, and sometimes fear, I had voices speaking encouragement into my life and reminding me of the excellence that they saw in me. Family, friends, coaches, peers, players, teammates in attendance tonight or at home watching, thank you for picking up the phone. Thank you for picking me up off the floor. Thank you for reminding me of who lives inside me and who goes before me, no matter what paved or unpaved path I am on. Your encouragement carried me to this stage tonight. Thank you. My grandma's 93. She's right over there. I love you. A is appreciation. I've learned that there are two lanes to choose from when journeying through life, a lane of appreciation and thankfulness, or a lane of taking in entitlement. I strongly encourage you to live a life of appreciation and thankfulness. Appreciation focuses on what you have and not on what you don't have. My ACES team had a motto last year, and shout out to my ladies. I love you guys. I am grateful every day to be your coach, but go to bed because we have a game tomorrow. But we had a motto, and it was, you can't outgive life and you can't outgive the game. No matter how much you give, this life and this game will always give you more. So you have to give all you have. It truly is a life phenomenon. It is better to give than to receive. So I stand up here with so much appreciation to every coach and player, every organization that I've been with and teammate who gave me an opportunity to play, to lead, to teach, to grow, and to love this game that has given me so much more than I could have dreamed of or imagined. To Brenda and our boys. You guys are truly what I'm most thankful for in this world. Caden and Sam. Like Pop says, you have kids, nobody comes to see you no more. Caden and Sam, you are the most treasured and greatest accomplishment in this life for me. The other day, I was driving them to the airport, and my youngest, Sam, says, Mom, why can't you come back to Texas with us? And I said, well, you know, I'm in season, I gotta stay here. I said, you understand what I'm trying to do here, right? He said, yeah, Mom, I know. Make shots and win championships. And I said, exactly. Thank you for your grace in sharing me with the world and supporting me in chasing down my crazy dreams. Whether I win or lose, your hugs, kisses, and love are my greatest gifts of all. Thank you, and I love you. M is for mindset on the mission. Even when the mission seems impossible, have the mindset that is unshakable and unmovable. Just because someone says it's never been done or that it's impossible to be done. I'm telling you, I'm standing here, I'm not supposed to be here. This is not anything I could have ever dreamt. But after I did everything that I possibly could do on my own, I know that God took what I thought was impossible and made it possible. Lastly, I'd like to thank Nikki Fargas and Mark Davis, who loaned me his jet, because I'm sorry, I love y'all, but I was not gonna miss a game. And we played last night. I'm going to jump on a plane tomorrow morning and get home for the game tomorrow. But he made it possible for me to be here tonight, so thank you. He continues, Mark Davis continues, as many of you in this room continue, to invest and bet on women, believing that we have potential to change the world. And it can't be an us versus them, a male. We need everybody. And if you're down for that struggle and that fight, the only way I know how to go about doing it is putting one foot in front of the other and walking up that hill. So, thank you. Remember your ABCs to accomplish your dreams, kiddos, and dream on. Thank you.